Good morning, everyone. So for this day, we are going to discuss the review of related literature. So after you have selected your research topic, you have to spend more time for your review of related literature. So as a researcher, you are promoting knowledge, and the knowledge created by other previous studies is essential because it can be a baseline or reference for your research study as the related literature. So sa simula pa lang ng pagde-design natin ng ating research topic, nagsasagawa na tayo ng gathering of related literature and related studies. So what is review of related literature? Review of related literature is a compilation of studies related to a specific area of research. It evaluates, classifies, and summarizes all the relevant previous studies conducted on a specific topic. It is also designed to justify your research by giving the gaps of the previous study. It is also vital that your literature review is organized and synthesized. Thus, you should choose studies that are focused on your topic rather than collecting broader scope of studies which are already not relevant to your research. So pag hahanap ng related literature, make it sure na yon ay related sa inyong topic para hindi naman kayo magsayang sa inyong paghahanap ng mga literature. Then later on, hindi nyo naman pala ito magagamit. So moreover, literature review is essential components of research. Why? Because it forms a picture for the reader. Para nagbibigay siya ng overview para ma-comprehend ng reader on what are you going to study or topic or what is your topic, ano yung tungkol saan yung research mo. This picture tells the reader that you have acknowledged, considered, and adapted previous related significant works in the field into your research. So, sa paggamit mo ng literature, ng mga related studies, related literature, na ibibigay mo sa mga reader yung pinaka-overview ng iyong research. So, literature review plays a significant impact in the discussion of the result and findings. Okay, so nakakatulong ito para mabigyan mo ng direction ang mga reader kung ano ang kanilang ine-expect on the results and findings of your research. The discussion of results and findings should focus on your research rather than those of the other previous researches. So kung ano yung result ng study mo, dun ka magpo-focus. Then the literature review should be used only in the discussion as support and evidence. Okay, so yun yun. Support lang yun at saka evidence mo na yung research mo ay ito yung kinalabasan. So, meron tayong tatlong way on how are we going to use the literature review. The first one is providing a context as a foundation to develop your ideas. So, nabibigyan ka na nito ng idea kung paano mo i-develop yung research mo. Diba? Meron ka ng overview. Then the second one, comparing your findings from other previous related studies. So meron kang comparison na gagawin. Ito yung findings ng naunang research and then ito naman yung findings mo. And stating what contribution your study has made in the field. Okay, so sa literature review, doon mo rin maipapakita na yung study mo, ito yung kanyang benefit, ito yung kanyang contribution sa community. Okay, so kung may gamit ang literature review, dapat alam natin kung paano gagawin ang literature review kasi there are 3 common errors that are usually made when including literature review in the discussion of the study. So may mga common error na nagagawa ang mga researchers kapag sila ay nasa writing of literature review. So there are 3 ways of common error or the 3 common error. The first one is there are wide range of studies being included in which most of them are not anymore relevant to your topic. Okay, so sa dami ng dahil nga gusto natin marami tayong references, marami tayong related literature and related studies, na-over na ang ating pagkuha. Okay, pag-gather. Kaya minsan yung iba doon, hindi mo na magagamit. So sayang lang sa resources mo. Kung pina-photocopy mo yon or binili mo yon. And of course, pati yung time. Sayang. Binasa mo, tiningnan mo na mabuti kung ito ba ay kailangan mo. Which is later on, nakapag-decide ka na hindi mo naman pala siya kailangan sa research. Okay? Then second, stating the related article, mentioning the original article rather than citing the original article itself. So ito yung kumukuha ka na yung article na yon ay minention lang. Okay? So minention lang yung article. Hindi parang ito yon. Halimbawa ako writer. So yung sulat ko ay sinulat uli or minention ni Maria sa kanyang article. So parang ganoon yung nangyari. Imbis na ikaw as researcher, kunin mo mismo yung sinulat ko as Teacher Rhea. Kesa yung kunin mo yung sinulat ni Maria tungkol sa sinulat ni Teacher Rhea. Okay, so yun yung second error. And then the last error is previous work has been cited by the researcher based only on the abstract. So, di ba may mga abstract sa research or dissertation. So, minsan yung ibang mga researcher, doon na lang nila kinukuha. Imbis na basahin yung buong research or dissertation para mas comprehensive yung makukuha nyong idea. Yan. So, ito yon yung pangatlo. Okay, so what are the purpose of a literature review? The review of related literature is anchored to the following purposes. So number 1, to discover the connection of your research to the existing body of knowledge and to the real life situation. Okay, so you have to identify the connection of your research and then the theory itself, yung ginamit mo sa research mo, at the same time, paano mo ito maia-apply? So, yun talaga ang purpose ng research, yung mapakinabangan natin sa totoong sitwasyon. Kasi kung wala naman yung research mo, walang impact sa society or sa community, useless. Okay, next, number 2, to identify more theories or concepts as the foundation of your research study and learn from them. Okay, so katulad ng ating laging ginagawa, 'di ba, na yung ating research, especially kapag ito ay quantitative research, dapat meron itong theory behind o kaya naman theories kung marami. So dapat laging yun ang pinagmumulan ng iyong research. Next, number 3, to determine the relationship of your research with previous research studies to prevent duplication and to acknowledge other researchers. Okay, so kaya tayo naghahanap ng literature review para makita natin na yung research natin ay may bagong maibibigay. Kasi kung wala, kung duplication lang to, and then ang quantitative, sabi natin dati, di ba, pwedeng ma-duplicate. Pero dapat yung duplication, yung result, meron pa rin itong maibibigay na bagong idea or bagong information o kaya ay system na makakatulong sa community. Kasi kung wala naman, same-same lang din, wag mo na gawin yung research kasi nagawa na yun ng iba. And then at the same time, para naman yung pinagkunan mo, pinagbasihan mo ng research mo, ma-acknowledge, which is yung kanilang theory o kaya yung kanilang study ay applicable sa community at nakakatulong para magkaroon ng innovation o kaya naman ay invention na maiko-contribute natin sa community. Okay? So this is number 4 na to. Okay? So dapat ito ay number 4, then number 5, and 6, and 7. Okay? So dito naman class, yan. Number 4, to acquire knowledge on the accuracy and significance of your research questions. Okay, so para ma-sure natin na yung research questions natin ay accurate. And of course, validated yon. Then number 5, to acquaint yourself with the technical terminologies relevant to your studies. Okay, so minsan sa ating research may mai-encounter tayo talaga, hindi maiiwasan yung mga term na masyadong technical. So in reading the literature, mai-enlighten ka na, okay, ito pala yung meaning ng mga term na to or ng situation na to. Next, to determine possible gaps, conflicts, and open questions left from other researches which might help you in formulating and justifying your research ideas. Okay, so dito sa number 6, nakikita natin yung research gap. So nakita mo sa unang or sa mga previous researches na hindi na-address yung ganitong problema or yung ganitong question. Kaya dun ka kukuha. Which is, pag na-identify mo yon, makakatulong ka, di ba? Kasi meron kang panibagong ma-contribute. Okay, next, to clarify misconceptions on previous researches and help refocus, polish, and contribute to the development of the body of knowledge. So may mga research minsan na may mga points sila na malabo, mabibigyan natin ng linaw yon. O kaya naman, meron naman silang mga point na maganda. So using your research, na bibigyang diin mo yon, naha-highlight mo yung magandang sinabi or magandang information about the previous study. So let us see the structure of literature review. So this is how are you going to structure your review of related literature. The main goal of doing this is to make the reader understand easily the different studies and how they are relevant to your study. So let us see the structure of related literature or review of literature. So number 1 is the introduction. Sa introduction, this is the fundamentals idea of particular study of the literature review. So parang dito i-introduce mo pa lang. Nagle-lay down ka ng parang motivation sa mga reader kung ano yung itatakbo ng iyong literature. Okay, next is the main body. So it consists of the organized discussion of sources. This is where you summarize and synthesize your literature review and reflect how they are related to your study. So dito mo na gagawin yung pagsisynthesize, pag-organize ng mga literature and studies na naka-incline sa iyong topic. And then the conclusions and recommendations emphasize what you have learned from reviewing the literature and where would your study leads to. So dito, pagkatapos mong makuha lahat ng mga related literature yan, dito ka na maglalagay ng conclusion mo, and then ano yung maire-recommend mo na makakatulong sa iyong research or na itutulong nito sa iyong research. Okay, so let us see what are the types of literature review. So there are different types of literature review depending on how you organize and present your review of related studies. So the first one is the context review. From the name itself, context review is primarily focused on the content or contextual aspect of research. So usually, it is a type of review in which the researcher relates his or her study to a larger body of knowledge. So it presents the current research by merging it into a wide framework and determine its contribution and impact to the specific field of the study. Okay, so that is the context review. Historical review is a specialized type of literature review in which the researcher organizes the related researches according to the period of time. Okay, so historical review focuses focuses on proving research in a specified field throughout a chronological order. So usually, ang start nito ay sa pinakalumang panahon hanggang sa pinakabagong panahon na kinandak yung study. So ang goal ng review of literature na ito is to gain knowledge on the advancement of technology or program. Makita ko ano ba may mga innovation and program, and to identify development on a certain areas which progress through time. So para makita ko ano yung mga bago, ano yung mga nadagdag in that field. So that is the historical review. And then the next is the integrative review or integrative review. Integrative review is a common type of literature review in which the researcher introduces and summarizes the recent knowledge of the study. So it emphasizes the agreements and disagreements of knowledge among various previous researches. It also considers review, critique, and synthesizes representative literature in an integrated way in order to generate new structure and viewpoint on the topic. Okay, so yung mga nakuha nating literature and then studies, yan, sinisynthesize natin. So pwede tayong magdagdag ng ating review and critique doon sa mga nakuha nating studies. And then, syempre, wag nating kakalimutan na lagi natin itong i-integrate sa ating research. So kapag na-integrate mo to, pwede kang maka-create ng new structure, new information, or viewpoint. So depende sa magiging pagsisynthesize mo. This is the most common form of literature review in the social sciences. Okay, so ginagamit to more on social sciences. So yung mga bagong mga word view or point of view. This review is usually pwede rin natin itong magamit kasama ng context review. Okay, next is the methodological review. Methodological review is a specialized type of literature in which the researcher gathers and compares and contrasts other studies to the current research. Okay, so it's basically summarizes and evaluates the strengths and gaps in methodological aspect of various studies and illustrates the effects and different methodologies. So yung research design naman ang pinag-uusapan dito, sample and process to different outcomes. This approach also emphasizes ethical issues when necessary, which you should consider and be conscious as you go through your research. So sa methodological review, ang tinitingnan naman nila dito yung method na ginamit sa previous research. So pag may nakita silang method na kailangang ayusin o kaya ay kailangang i-correct yan, pwede nilang ilagay sa present studies nila or research. So this is more on hard sciences. Pwede rin naman sa social sciences. Okay, self-study review. Next. Self-study review is a literature review in which the researcher demonstrates his or her understanding of a specific body of knowledge. So it contains existing proof associated to clearly stated research questions and uses standardized method to determine and evaluate relevant research. However, it can also produce problems of prejudice and bias, especially when it is used to summarize claims or statements linking his or her findings to a system of knowledge. Okay, so ayun, yung self-study review, meron ka na ritong, kumbaga, ibibigay mo na kung paano mo naintindihan yung mga, yung mga related literature na nakuha mo. Okay, so ang danger lang nito, pwedeng maging bias o kaya ay magkaroon ka ng yun, yung ating opinion, baka mai-apply natin, hindi tayo maging objective. Halimbawa, against ka sa ganitong system. So kung against ka, magkakaroon ka ng bias pag isi-synthesize mo na yung mga related studies and literature na nakuha mo. Okay, next is the theoretical review. Okay, so theoretical review. The theoretical review is a literature review in which the researcher introduces several theories or concepts that are focused on a specific topic. So it is particular on the theories and concepts being highlighted on other researches and compare them to the study based on its framework, hypothesis, consistency, and justification. The theoretical review aids in establishing the theories already existed, the relationship of theories, and the degree of investigation and the development of new hypotheses. So this is more on hard sciences. So may mga theory na hina-highlight mo, and then yung theory na hina-highlight mo kung saan nakabase yung research mo, pwedeng ito ay mabigyan ng mabali o kaya ay ma-reject o kaya ay mag-accepted. So depende sa magiging result ng iyong study. Okay, so let us see what are the sources for a literature review. Okay, class, dun sa itong mga diniscuss natin na structure of related literature review, diniscuss lang natin ito. Pero in real life, minsan, hindi na rin naman ito masyadong na-observe or hindi natin alam na ito na pala yung ginagawa natin sa ating literature review. Especially kung hindi naman ganun ka-technical talaga yung ating research. Okay? So at least meron lang kayong idea na, ito pala yung review ko. Parang napansin ko more on historical review. O kaya pag more on theory ka naman, parang more on theory. O kaya pag more on methodology naman yung nakikita mo na sinisynthesize mo, yon. Para at least meron kang idea kung ano yung ginagawa mong literature review. So what are the sources for literature review? So the first one is the general references. Ito yung parang a list of literature or sources of literature in which the researchers refers to track down other sources. So general references, halimbawa, ikaw ay may nakitang list of references nakalista na doon yung mga possible mo pang paghanapan ng mga sources. Okay? Then, primary sources. Yan. This is primary. Ito yung actual talaga. Pwedeng mismong nabasa mo yung sinulat ni Dr. Jose Rizal. So that is primary sources. O kaya pag interview naman, mismong nakausap mo yung tao na nag-a-account ng pangyayari. Halimbawa, ang iyong research ay about sa experiment ng paggawa ng vaccine. Mismong nakausap mo yung doctors o yung mga doctors, mga health workers na sila mismo yung gumawa or nag-develop ng vaccines. Okay, so this is primary sources. So pwedeng interview face-to-face o kaya naman ay yung mga sinulat talaga nung mga taong gumawa. Halimbawa, yung mga publication or diary o kaya ay journal ng mga talagang actual na kasama sa event na yon. The secondary naman, ito, halimbawa ako, nakausap ko mismo yung mga taong nag-develop ng vaccine. So, i-account ko yon. Susulat ko yon sa pwedeng sa dyaryo o kaya sa gawin kong libro. So, pag nabasa nyo na, halimbawa kayo, nabasa na ni halimbawa nabasa ni Renz. So ako yung secondary sources. Kasi yung sinulat ko yun based dun sa primary. Ngayon, nung pagbabasahin na ni Renz, yung sinulat ko, secondary sources na yun. Okay? Ganon din sa interview. Halimbawa, nag-interview ako. Primary, sila yung talagang nag-develop ng vaccine. Tapos tinanong ako, oh, ma'am, ano po yung, kumusta po yung na-interview? So kinuwento ko yung nangyari sa interview ko dun sa mga primary sources. So ako, secondary sources na. Okay, so sa natin makikita yung mga related literature. So ayan, sa books. Siyempre, una-una yung mga libro. Okay, so alam na natin kung ano yung libro, di ba? And then, scholarly journals. Yan, mga nagsusulat nito, mga scientists, mga educators, lahat-lahat na ng mga experts sa field na ginagawan mo ng research. So that is scholarly journals. And then, dissertation, ito yung mga nagdo-doctoral. So pag may nakita kayong mga dissertation, pwede rin kayo makahanap doon ng related literature and studies. Government documents. Okay, so sa government documents natin, ayan. Pag nakita mo yung mga libro o kaya lahat-lahat na documents ng government, yan, pwede yun. And then policy reports and presented paper. So minsan may mga studies na mahaba na pag binasa mo ay aabutin ka ng ilang panahon. Kaya yung iba, ano na lang, pinape-present na lang, yung pinaka hindi naman summary. Basta yung pinaka laman ng mga study na yon, mga report na yon. 'Di ba ganun yung mga CEO, ayaw na nilang basahin ng buo, kaya nga sila nag-e-employ, kumukuha ng mga kasama para yun na lang yung magbi-brief sa kanila ng maiksi, concise, pero malaman naman. Okay? So ito karamihan, ginagawa rin to sa mga seminar or mga convention. Yan, di na nila binabasa ng buo yung report or yung paper. Ipe-present na lang yun sa body. Pero comprehensive pa rin, malaman pa rin. Then periodical. So ito yung mga newspaper, mga magazine. Sa online, yan, kasi uso na ngayon ng online. So may mga ano tayo. Mamaya ipapakita ko ano yung mga site na pwede nating pagkuhaan ng ating mga related literature. So what are the steps in writing literature review? First is you are going to find and search for the relevant literature. Okay, so saan ka pwedeng makakuha nun? Sa iba't ibang mga search engines. Yan. So yun, sa internet. So may mga sources ako ibibigay mamaya kung saan kayo pwedeng makakuha ng mga sources or reliable source. University Online Library, Harvard, ano pa, Cambridge, kaya ay UP, yan, UST. So yung mga university. Snowballing naman, ito yung recruitment. Halimbawa, maghahanap ka ng yung topic mo. Dito sa snowballing, yung topic mo ay bihira or unique or rare. So, maghahanap ka lang ng isang related sa topic mo, which is parang yun na yung pinakamalapit hanggang sa makuha mo na yung mga kinakailangan mong information. Or in in population recruitment naman, limbawa gusto mong ma-interview yung buhay ng mga nakatira sa isang elite subdivision. Alam mo, gusto mong makuha yung buhay ng makatira sa Dasmariñas Village sa Makati. So, kaya sa Forbes Park. So, di ba rare yun? Kasi hindi naman sila nagpapa-interview talaga willingly. So, hahanap ka ng contact mo. Halimbawa, may isa kang mag-anak na nakatira doon. So, pwede mo siyang tanungin na pwede ba kita ma-interview and then mapakiusapan din yung mga kasama mo dyan sa subdivision nyo na ma-interview ko kung paano ba ang kanilang buhay. Okay, so this is snowballing. Then, related dissertation ulit. Then, pag nakuha mo na yung iyong mga sources, don't forget to log. So, ilalag mo yon kung ano yung mga information na kailangan sa APA 7th edition. So, yung PR1 nyo, I think na-discuss na yung kung paano kayo maggagawa ng reference. And then catalog and synthesize. So digest and synthesize. Hindi natin ika-copy-paste ang related literature. Kung hindi, ipaparaphrase mo. Ha? So yan, outlining and writing up. So mag-outline ka, ano yung mga sa tingin mo makakatulong sa iyong research and then susulat mo na siya. Again, hindi copy-paste, kung hindi, paraphrase. So kung ano mo naintindihan yung research mo, then yung mga related literature, yun yung gagawin nyo. Okay? So pag na-outline mo na siya, sinulat mo na siya, i-review mo uli, recap mo. Baka kasi may mga improvement ka pa na kailangan gawin. Okay, so ito naman yung ating pagsusulat ng ating mga citation and referencing style. So citation, kung ano yung reference na ginamit mo sa literature mo. So ito kasi nabibigyan mo na-acknowledge mo yung mga authors. Pag di mo sila in-acknowledge, syempre mapaplagiarize ka. So anong karamihang kinukuha natin? Yung author's name, date, publisher information, journal information. And kapag digital naman yan, digital objective identifier. So in-text citation, yan. Kukunin mo yung, isa-cite mo yung reference mo within the body of the paper. So hindi siya nasa dulo, kundi within, nasa loob talaga. So, sabi nga natin, dapat nakaparaphrase ha, hindi natin siya ka-copy-paste. Or kaya naman, i-quote naman kung ito naman ay sinabi ng author. And then, syempre, don't forget your reference and bibliography. So, yung reference, ito yung mga minention mo, ginamit mo sa iyong research. Yung bibliography naman, ito yung lahat ng sources na ginamit mo, kahit na yung iba doon ay hindi mo naman na-cite sa iyong paper as long as yun ay kinuha mo or i-consider mo as your reference. Kung bagay, ay pwede ito maging reference, hindi mo pala na kailangan kasi okay na yon. So, mo lang, lalagay mo lang yung listahan. Okay, so additional lang yan. Ito yung mga pwede nating pagkuhaan. Yan, Scholar Library online. So dito mo pwedeng makuha. Pag dito ka kumuha, yan, mga ano yan, sources ng mga studies, journals online. Then, Sa ano naman, sa government, kapag ang .gov, yan, .gov, .ph, .edu, yan yung mga reliable sources natin online. Okay, so this is all about our related literature. So after this discussion, sa asynchronous nyo ay nandoon ang second summative test. So may mga restriction yon. Bakit ko siya nilagyan ng restriction? Para makompleto nyo muna yung ilang mga quiz. Actually, hindi naman lahat ng quiz ay nilagay ko sa restriction. Pero kung gusto nyo pa rin at na-miss nyo yung quiz na yon, ano nyo pa rin, i-accomplish nyo. Pero ang nilagay ko lang doon ay ang research, framework, and definition of terms. So dapat makompleto nyo muna yung quiz na yun kasi napansin ko marami pang hindi nakakapag-quiz. So bago kayo mag-summative test, i-open nyo muna yung mga quiz at sagutan nyo. Then saka kayo mag-summative test. And then, yung summative test natin, you are free na sagutan yon. Bahala kayo kung anong diskarte nyo. Wala rin siyang time frame. Pero, dapat wag nyo nang patagalin. Baka naman after 1 week nyo pa bago sagutan. Ha? Dapat agad-agad, mamaya sa asynchronous, sagutan nyo na. O kaya after, kung may time kayo, para sa panghapon na klase, yung ICTB and UMSB ay after nitong mapanood nyo itong discussion ko, yan, sagutan nyo na agad yung summative test. Kasi once na i-record ko na yan at hindi pa kayo nakakasagot, okay, kayo na ang magkakaproblema. Okay, so that's all for today. Kung may mga tanong kayo, pwede nyo akong i-message. At sorry kung hindi ako live na nakapag-discuss dahil may important summit lang akong aatenan. So that's all for today. God bless you all and good luck to your summative test.